Welcome back to another episode of Charge Collective. This is a podcast that is here to help you become the best version of yourself through teaching health, wealth, and happiness. We have two separate types of podcasts that we do weekly now. On a Tuesday, we have a very short format where I normally jump on here and just give you a bit of my life's lessons, a bit what I'm learning along the way as well. And then our Friday, we do our weekly debrief. Me and Jimmy jump on here for about 45 minutes and just talk about what's going on in the world, what we're sort of learning along the way as well, and just any ways that we can help you guys implement that into your life. So without any further ado, today we've got our podcast, our short one, and it's all about helping you find purpose in your life. And this is something that I've honestly been putting a lot of work into lately because, as a few of you might know, I'm sort of pretty financially stable, so I don't have to work. And I've sort of found out that a lot of people mistake work for their purpose. So when you go and ask someone like, oh, hey, how are you? A lot of people say, or what do you do? It's always what they do for work. It's never what they do with their time and what their purpose is and what fulfills them. So I'm at this sort of crossroads where I don't have that work to sort of act as a bit of that blanket for me. When someone asks me, what do? I can't say I'm a carpenter anymore. And that's my sort of go-to thing because deep down I am a carpenter and I'm it's just so easy just to say and people don't ask questions. But rather than that, I'm sort of if I don't say that, it's me. I'm going, oh, I'm sort of retired and I'm trying to find my purpose and I'm trying to help people out along the way. And I've got this sort of thing called Charge Collective where I'm building people up and stuff like that. And it's just it's easy just to say what you do as a job. So like I said, I've been doing a bit of deep diving into it. And at the moment I'm reading this book called The 1% Good Club by Cooper Chapman. And Cooper is such an awesome guy. He's such a advocate for men's mental health, or any mental health, to be honest. And I was lucky enough to jump on his podcast 2 years ago, pretty much. And just a super chill dude. And if you do want to listen to that podcast, actually, I'll drop the link below so you can jump into it because even when I listen back to it now, it's so different. I'm a bit of a different person 2 years on, which is good because it's always good to have a bit of change. But 20 pages into this book, Cooper starts talking about his 5 core values and how he looks at his core values in his own life. And it's something that I've always liked the idea of having core values, something that you always stand for. But for me, I always find I might write core values and then there's a few that I stick to, then I might forget the other couple. And I just wanted to sit down this morning and I really wanted to go over my core values and then also look at those and be am I acting within those core values day by day to fulfill my life and actually have a purposeful life? And it's quite interesting. When you actually start looking at it, I feel like this is a bit of a cheat code in a way to make sure that you are living your purpose in day-to-day life. So I sort of wrote my core values, and my 5 core values were courageous, passionate, caring, community, and another one called Kaizen, which Kaizen, I think it's the Japanese word for continuous improvement. I know it definitely means continuous improvement, but I think it's based from Japanese. And when I started doing that, I was okay, so they're my 5 core values. And then I was all right, what are the things that I could, what do those values actually mean for me? What is courageous in my life? How do I look at that and call something courageous? And then I looked at it and so I went courageous. I'm it's eating that frog. It's doing the things that scare me, getting out of my comfort zone and standing up for what I believe in. So I looked at that, I'm okay, that's courageous. And then for passionate, I looked at passionate for me, I was someone who gives off exciting energy and following a life of purpose. So that's passionate for me. And then caring. Caring is someone who's always there to help others and never looks down on them. Then community, a group of people that help and are there for one another through thick and thin. And then Kaizen, someone who isn't able to settle with average, working on becoming a better version of themselves daily. So once I sort of picked my 5 words and then gave my own description on those 5 words, then I thought, okay, how do I actually look at those 5 words and what things can I do to incorporate those into my life? And this is actually where it started to get a bit fun because now I can start seeing the ball rolling. I'm oh, right, I can do this every single day and I'm fulfilling my 5 core values because when I actually started listing them out, I'm wait, am I actually courageous? Am I really living a passionate life? Caring, I always do try and do the right thing. Community, I sort of feel I'm lacking a bit of community. And then Kaizen, continuously improving. So with all those things, I looked at those words, I'm they are core values for me, but I don't feel I'm living them day to day. So then I gave myself a description on them, and now I'm like, okay, this is what I can do every day to really work on those 5 core values. So for courageous, for me, I'm like public speaking, building a personal brand, and physical challenges are very courageous for me to go and do. They're things that I look at and they scare me, but if I do them, I can stand out in a crowd, and it shows that I am courageous and I'm willing to go and do the things that scare me. And then for passionate, I'm very passionate about helping and mentoring people through health, wealth, and happiness. So it's like, I'm just going to keep doing this. I've got to really just got to lean into my passions, because when I talk about it, it actually lights me up. It lights me up so much. And I just forget that. And it's like, as soon as I have a sit down call with someone and I talk about health, wealth, or happiness, like whatever one that they need a bit of help in, I leave those calls and I think I nearly feel better than the person who's been in the call, because I just feel so exhilarated and I'm so passionate about that. And then I'm also like passionate about excelling physically and greatness as well. Like greatness also is like a massive passion, like a passion of mine. I love seeing people that on that pedestal and they're the super 1% of the world. They're just the greatest, so to say. So they're things that I'm passionate about. And I look at those and I'm like, okay, now I can bring those into my daily life. And then caring. And for me, caring is, there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. So there's, no matter what you see, no matter how much of a rush you're in, you can always stop and do the right thing. You can always look after someone. You can always step out of your way to go and help someone. It's helping at any given chance and helping others achieve their best self. So now that I know what my idea of caring is, I've always got to look out for that and stick to my word on like always helping whenever I get the chance. And then community. For me, I was like, okay, I can do open invite events where I've just got people that come from any background, any friendship group that I have, and mix people together. I can host parties. I can do beach days, and then I can also be a part of team event, like teams. So for community, OzTag, Jiu-Jitsu, gym communities, anything, running communities, anything like that builds community from that sort of sense. So now I'm like, okay, I can just make sure I keep involving myself in those communities. And then my last one which was Kaizen, and it's looking after my mind and body through compounding growth in learning, mental toughness, and physical fitness. So I look at those little things, and they're just little tasks like doing your 10 pages of reading every single day. You can be going into the gym and just like consistently working on different ways to move the body, different ways to get stronger every day, and also making sure you're loading properly. And then like that mental toughness, like this is one thing that really shocked me over the weekend. I was meant to do 120K for 2 days on the bike, like ride out 120K, ride back 120K on a gravel road. And I haven't really used my mental toughness in a long time. So I thought, oh yeah, it's just one of those things you can tap into and it's going to be there. I got about 65K into this bike ride and I was like ready to pull the pin. I ended up making it 85K in before I pulled the pin, but like I was literally completely gone and my mental toughness just was not there. Like I still feel like my body could have made it, but like mentally I just wasn't there. So I now look at that and I'm like, okay, that's something that I've got to build on day in, day out now. How can I sort of build my mental toughness, do little challenges to build my mind up again? There has been stages where I've been so mentally strong, and it's like anything, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So hopefully that, guys, gives you like a really good outline on how to find purpose in your life. So you've got your 5 core values, and then give yourself a definition on those core values, and then how do you use those core values in your life? I hope that's super helpful, guys. If you wouldn't mind giving the show like a 5-star, or subscribe, whatever you're listening to. And if not, guys, I'm always going to love you. So I'll catch you in the next episode. See you then.